The red dust of Colony 7 always made Hannah sneeze. She wiped her nose with the back of her small hand and looked up at the orange sky. Two suns hung there like angry eyes, making everything hot and dry. "Hannah, come back here!" Her father, June, called from the mining station. His voice was tired. It was always tired these days, but Hannah was 8 years old and curious about everything. She had found something shiny near the old tunnels, something that fell from the sky last night with a loud crash and bright lights. The grown-ups were scared. They talked in whispers about alien ships and dangerous creatures, but Hannah was not scared. She was excited. She walked toward the dark tunnel where the shiny thing had fallen. The tunnel was old and deep. Her father and the other miners used to dig here for crystals, but now it was empty. "Hello?" Hannah called into the darkness. Her voice echoed back to her. Something moved in the shadows. Hannah stepped closer. Her small feet made no sound on the soft dust. She saw a shape huddled against the tunnel wall. It was big, much bigger than any person she knew. The creature looked up at her with large, golden eyes. Its skin was dark blue with silver markings. It had 4 arms and a face that was both scary and sad at the same time. Most children would have run away screaming. But Hannah was not most children. "Are you hurt?" she asked softly. The creature made a sound like wind blowing through metal pipes. It touched its side where dark liquid was leaking out. The liquid was not red like human blood. It was green and thick. Hannah could see the creature was in pain. Its golden eyes were dim and its breathing was fast and shallow. "Don't be scared," Hannah said. She sat down in the dust, making herself small and less frightening. "I'm Hannah. What's your name?" The creature stared at her. It made more windpipe sounds, but they were quieter now. Less scared, Hannah tilted her head, thinking. The creature did not understand her words, but she had an idea. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small wrapped package. It was her lunch that her mother Mara had made for her. Rice wrapped in seaweed with a little piece of sweet egg. Hannah unwrapped the food and held it out to the creature. "Are you hungry?" she asked. The creature looked at the food with confusion. It sniffed the air with small holes in its face where a nose should be. "It's good," Hannah said. She took a small bite to show it was safe. "My mother made it. She makes the best food in the whole colony." The creature reached out with one of its 4 arms. Its hand was large with 3 long fingers. It carefully took the rice ball from Hannah's small palm. It smelled the food again, then took a tiny bite. The creature's golden eyes went wide. It made a sound like singing bells. It ate the rest of the rice ball quickly, then looked at Hannah with hope. "You like it?" Hannah clapped her hands together. "I knew you would. My mother makes incredible food. She can make anything taste amazing." The creature did not understand her words, but it understood her smile and her kind voice. "You need more food," Hannah said, standing up, "and medicine for your hurt. My mother will know what to do." The creature made worried sounds and shrank back into the shadows. No, Hannah said gently. "My mother is nice. She helps everyone. She helped Mrs. Kim when she was sick. She helped old Mr. Park when he was sad. She will help you too." The creature still looked scared. Hannah had another idea. She pointed to herself. "Hannah," she said clearly. Then she pointed to the creature and waited. The creature understood. It pointed to itself and made a sound like kale. "Kale," Hannah repeated. And the creature's eyes brightened. "Kale, my mother will make you incredible dinners," Hannah said with excitement. "She will make you soup and rice and vegetables and meat. She will make you feel better. She will make you happy." Kale did not understand all the words, but he understood the feeling behind them. This small human child was offering him something he had never had before. Kindness from a stranger. "My mother will make you incredible dinners," Hannah said again, bouncing on her toes. "You will see. You will love it. Everyone loves my mother's cooking." Kale made a soft sound that might have been agreement or maybe just hope. "Wait here," Hannah said. "I will go get my mother and father. They will help you. Don't be scared." She started to run toward the colony, then stopped and turned back. "Kale," she called. "Everything will be okay. My mother will make you incredible dinners and you will get better and we will be friends. Kale watched the small human girl run away. He touched his wounded side again. The pain was still there, but something else was there too. Something warm and strange. For the first time since his ship had crashed, Kale felt hope dot in the distance. He could hear the girl's voice calling. For her parents. Mother, father, come quickly. I found someone who needs help. Someone who needs incredible dinners. Kale did not understand all the words, but he understood the love in that voice. Maybe, just maybe, he had found something his people had lost. Long ago, maybe he had found a family. The two suns moved across the orange sky, and Kale waited in the shadows, holding on to the hope that a small girl had given him with a simple rice ball and a promise of incredible dinners. Hannah, slow down. June called as his daughter ran toward him and his wife Myra. The little girl was covered in red dust and talking very fast. Mother! Father! There's someone in the tunnel who needs help. Hannah grabbed her mother's hand and pulled. He's hurt and hungry and scared. Myra knelt down to look at her daughter's face. What are you talking about, little one? The alien, Hannah said. His name is Kale. He crashed in his ship last night. He's hiding in the old tunnel and he's bleeding green blood and he's very sad. June's face went pale. Hannah, did you go near one of those creatures? They could be dangerous. He's not dangerous. Hannah stamped her little foot. He's just hurt. I gave him my lunch and he loved it. He needs more food. He needs mother's cooking. Myra looked at her husband. She saw the fear in his eyes. All the colonists were afraid of the aliens who had crashed near their home. But she also saw something else in her daughter's eyes. Truth. Show us, Myra said quietly. Myra, no, June said. It's too dangerous. What if there are more of them? What if they're planning to attack? Then we need to know, Myra said. She stood up and took Hannah's hand. Show us where he is. The family walked together toward the old tunnels. June carried a small light and stayed close to his wife and daughter. His hands shook a little. Kale, Hannah called into the dark tunnel. I'm back. I brought my mother and father. A sound came from the shadows, like wind through broken glass. It's okay, Hannah said. They want to help you. Slowly, the alien moved into the light. June stepped back and made a small sound of fear. The creature was huge, at least 7 feet tall. Its 4 arms moved like water, and its golden eyes watched them carefully. But Myra saw what her daughter had seen. The creature was hurt and afraid. Oh, you poor thing, Myra whispered. She moved forward slowly, like she was approaching a scared animal. Kale made soft sounds and pointed to his wounded side. The green blood was still leaking out. He's losing too much blood, Myra said. We need to help him. Are you crazy? June whispered. What if he attacks us? What if the other colonists find out? Then we'll deal with that later, Myra said. She looked at the alien's golden eyes. Right now, this being needs help. That's what matters. She turned to Hannah. Tell him we want to help. Tell him we're going to take him to our home. Hannah nodded and looked at Kale. My mother says you can come to our house. We will make you better. We will give you food and medicine. Kale understood the tone of her voice, if not the words. He looked at the 3 humans. The small female child who had been kind to him, the larger female who had gentle eyes, the male who was scared but stayed anyway. Kale made a decision. He tried to stand up, but his legs were weak. He fell back against the tunnel wall. He's too weak to walk, Myra said. June, help me. I can't carry that thing, June said. He's too big. Then we'll support him, Myra said. One step at a time. June looked at his wife and daughter. He saw the determination in their faces. He sighed and moved forward. Okay, he said. But if this goes wrong, I'm blaming both of you. Together, the family helped Kale walk out of the tunnel. He was heavy and moved slowly, but he let them help him. His golden eyes showed gratitude. They walked through the back paths of the colony, avoiding the main roads where other people might see them. Hannah ran ahead to check if anyone was coming. All clear, she whispered loudly. Finally, they reached their small house. It was not much to look at. Just 3 rooms and a tiny kitchen. But it was home. Myra helped Kale sit on their old couch. The furniture creaked under his weight. First, we need to stop the bleeding, Myra said. She brought water and clean cloth. Then we need to get some food into him. She gently cleaned the wound on Kale's side. The alien made soft sounds but did not pull away. He seemed to understand she was trying to help. What kind of food do you think he eats? June asked. I don't know, Myra said. But Hannah said he liked her rice ball. Maybe he can eat what we eat. She went to the kitchen and started cooking. Soon, wonderful smells filled the small house. Kimchi jjigae, spicy soup with vegetables, and synthetic meat, rice, pickled vegetables. Kale's nose holes flared as he smelled the food. His eyes grew bright. He likes it already, Hannah said. Clapping her hands, Myra brought a bowl of soup and sat next to Kale. She showed him how to use the spoon. He watched carefully, then tried it himself. He took a small sip of the soup. Kale's golden eyes went very wide. He made a sound like music, like joy, like wonder. He had never tasted anything like this before. The flavors were complex and layered, spicy and sour and rich all at once. It was not just food, it was art. Good? Hannah asked. Kale nodded and made happy sounds. He ate the soup quickly, then looked up hopefully. More? Myra asked, smiling. Kale nodded again. As Myra brought him more food. Kale tried to speak. He pointed to himself and made his windpipe sounds. Then he pointed to the soup and made beautiful musical sounds. I think he's trying to say thank you, June said. He's saying more than that, Myra said, watching Kale eat. Look at his face. He's not just hungry, he's amazed. Kale finished 3 bowls of soup and 2 bowls of rice. His wound had stopped bleeding, and his golden eyes were bright and alert. He looked at each of them, Hannah, Myra, and June. Then he put his 4 hands together and bowed his head. Thank you, he said in broken human words. Thank you for incredible dinners, Hannah squealed with joy. He can talk. He said incredible dinners. Myra wiped tears from her eyes. June stared in amazement. In one evening, everything had changed. They had an alien in their home, and somehow that felt exactly right. 3 days had passed since Kale came to live with them. Each morning, Hannah woke up excited to see what new words he had learned. Each evening, Myra cooked dinner while Kale watched with wonder. More garlic, Kale said slowly, pointing to the white pieces Myra was chopping. Very good, Myra smiled. Yes, more garlic makes the soup taste better. Kale had learned many words. Food words were his favorite. Rice soup, spicy, sweet, delicious. He said, delicious after every meal. Why do you make food like this? Kale asked one morning. He was sitting at their small table, watching Myra prepare breakfast. What do you mean? Myra asked. Kale pointed to the colorful vegetables she was cutting. My people eat paste, gray paste, fast, easy, you make art. Food is love, Myra said simply. When I cook for my family, I show them I care. Kale's golden eyes grew thoughtful. Love? Yes, Hannah said, bouncing in her chair. When Mother makes my favorite soup, it means she loves me. When she makes Father's favorite rice, it means she loves him too. My people do not understand this, Kale said sadly. We eat to live, nothing more. Tell us about your people, June said. He was getting ready for work at the mining station. Kale's face grew dark. My people are Vorthak. We are smart. We make good machines. Good ships, good weapons, but we are dying. Dying? Myra sat down at the table. Are you sick? No, Kale said. We are fighting a war. The hegemony wants to destroy us. They are machines. They think life is ... messy, inefficient. They want to make everything clean and simple, like your gray paste? Hannah asked. Yes, Kale said, like our gray paste. The hegemony says emotions are waste. Art is waste. Culture is waste. They want to remove all waste from the universe. That's terrible, Myra said softly. My people agree with them, Kale said. His voice was very sad. We removed joy from our lives to be more efficient. We removed art. We removed ... love. We thought it would make us stronger, but it didn't, June said. No, Kale said. It made us weak. We cannot think like the hegemony because we are not machines, but we also cannot think like you. We forgot how to be alive. Is that why you came? Here? Myra asked. Kale nodded. I am a diplomat. I was looking for allies to help us fight. But when I saw how humans live, I realized we were asking the wrong question. What do you mean? Hannah asked. We were asking, how can we win the war? But the real question is, what are we fighting for? That afternoon, Administrator Tay came to their house. He was the leader of the colony and he looked very worried. June, he said, people are talking. They say you have one of the aliens in your house. June's face went pale. Tay, I can explain. You don't need to explain, Tay said tiredly. I can smell the food from outside. Whatever Mara is cooking, it smells incredible. Kale appeared in the doorway. Tay stepped back, but Kale bowed politely. Hello, Kale said in careful human words. I am Kale. Thank you for letting me stay in your colony. Tay stared at him. You can speak? Myra teaches me, Kale said. She teaches me words and cooking and domly. Family? Tay asked. Yes, Kale said. Humans have family. Not just parents and children. You choose people to be family, you care for them, you cook for them, you protect them. Tay looked confused. Of course we do. Everyone does that. No, Kale said sadly. My people do not. We forgot how. Myra came out of the kitchen carrying a tray of food. Tay, would you like to eat with us? I made enough for everyone. I shouldn't, Tay said. But he was looking at the food with hungry eyes. Please, Hannah said. Kale loves Mother's cooking. You will love it too. Tay sat down at their table. Myra served him soup and rice and vegetables. He took a bite and his eyes grew wide. Myra, he said, this is the best meal I've had in years. It's just simple food, Myra said, but she was smiling. No, Kale said. It is not simple. She chooses each ingredient with care. She cooks with love. She serves with joy. This is not simple. This is beautiful. Tay looked at the alien. You really think our food is special? I think everything about humans is special, Kale said. You are inefficient. You waste time on things that do not help. You survive art, music, love, family, but these things make you strong. How? Tay asked. Because you have something to fight for, Kale said. The hegemony is efficient. They are strong. But they have no reason to exist except to exist. You have reasons. You have people you love. You have food that makes you happy. You have culture that makes you proud. Tay ate quietly for a moment. Is that why you came here? To learn about our culture? I came to ask for help in the war, Kale said. But now I think I should ask for something else. What? June asked. I want to bring some of my people here, Kale said. Not to fight, to learn, to remember what we forgot. Learn what? Myra asked. How to be alive, Kale said simply. How to make incredible dinners, how to love family, how to fight for something worth fighting for. Tay finished his soup and sat back in his chair. How many of your people? Just a few, Kale said. Refugees, people who want to remember how to live. And in return? Tay asked. We teach you our technology, Kale said, but more than that. We stand with you when the hegemony comes. Because they will come, they follow us everywhere. Tay looked around the table. At June, who was worried but determined. At Myra, who was already planning how to feed more people. At Hannah, who was excited to meet new friends. I'll have to ask the colony council, Tay said. But yes, I think we can help you. Thank you, Kale said. Thank you for incredible dinners and for incredible family. Hannah clapped her hands. More friends! Mother will have to cook even more food, Myra laughed. I'll need a bigger kitchen. I will help, Kale said. I am learning to cook. Myra is a good teacher. The best teacher, Hannah said proudly. Outside, the two suns were setting. Soon, more aliens would come to their small colony. Everything was about to change, but for now, they were just a family sharing dinner and making plans for tomorrow. 2 weeks later, Administrator Tay called a meeting in the colony's main hall. All the colonists came. They sat in rows of old chairs, talking quietly and looking nervous. Hannah sat between her parents in the front row. Kale sat next to them, trying to make himself look smaller. He was still much bigger than any human, but he had learned to move gently so people would not be afraid. "Friends," Tay said, standing at the front of the room, "we need to make an important decision. Kale has asked if some of his people can come to live with us." A man named Dong stood up quickly. "Are you crazy? We can't trust aliens. What if they attack us?" "Kale has been here for 2 weeks," Tay said calmly. "Has he attacked anyone?" "No, but," Dong started. "He has helped fix our water system," Tay continued. "He has shared his knowledge of star maps. He has even learned to cook." Some people laughed. At this, the idea of a huge alien cooking was funny to them. "It's not a joke," Myra said, standing up. "Kale has been learning about our culture. He wants to help his people learn too." "Why?" asked Mrs. Park, an elderly woman. "Why do they want to learn from us?" "We're just a small mining colony." Kale stood up slowly. Many people moved back in their chairs, but he spoke in a gentle voice. "My people are dying," he said, "not from sickness. From emptiness, we forgot how to live. We only know how to exist." "I don't understand," said Mr. Chun, a young father. "My people eat gray paste," Kale said. "We work, we sleep. We make machines. But we do not laugh. We do not sing. We do not love." "That sounds terrible," Mrs. Park said softly. "It is terrible," Kale agreed. "But we thought it made us strong. We thought emotions were weakness. We thought art was waste. We thought family was ... inefficient. But you changed your mind?" Mr. Chin asked. "Yes," Kale said, "because of this little girl." He pointed to Hannah, who waved at everyone. "She said, 'My mother will make you incredible dinners,'" Kale continued. "I did not understand. My people do not make incredible dinners, we make nutrition." But she was offering more than food. She was offering kindness, love, family. "And now, you want to bring more aliens here?" Dong asked suspiciously. "I want to bring refugees," Kale said. "People who are tired of being empty. People who want to remember how to live." "How many?" Tay asked. 20, Kale said. "Maybe 30. Not soldiers. Not warriors, families, scientists, artists who forgot how to make art, parents who forgot how to love their children." "That's a lot of people," Jun said. "We barely have enough resources for ourselves." "We will not take," Kale said. "We will give. We have technology, we have knowledge, we have strong arms for work, but most important, we have gratitude." "Gratitude?" Mrs. Park asked. "Yes," Kale said. "You will teach us to be alive. That is worth more than all the technology in the galaxy." A young woman named Sujin stood up. "What about the war you mentioned? Will your enemies follow you here?" Kale's face grew dark. "Yes, the hegemony will come. They always come. They want to destroy all life that is not efficient." "Then you're bringing danger to our colony," Dong said angrily. "The danger is already coming," Kale said. "The hegemony expands everywhere. They will reach this system eventually. But if we work together, we can be ready." "How?" Tay asked. "My people have good ships and weapons," Kale said. "But we fight like machines. We are predictable, boring. The hegemony knows how we think." "But they don't know how we think," Myra said, understanding. "Exactly," Kale said. "Humans are creative. Surprising, illogical. You do things that make no sense, but somehow they work." "Like adopting a wounded alien," Hannah said proudly. "Like adopting a wounded alien," Kale agreed, smiling at her. "But we're not fighters," Mr. Chun said. "We're miners and farmers and engineers. You are survivors," Kale said. "You came to a hard planet and made it home. You take care of each other. You make art from nothing. You find joy in simple things. These are not weaknesses. These are superpowers." "Superpowers?" Dong laughed. "Making soup is a superpower?" "Yes," Kale said seriously. "When Myra makes soup, she thinks about what each person likes. She adjusts the spice for Hannah. She adds extra vegetables for June. She remembers that I like it very hot. She thinks about 5 different people at once and makes them all happy. The hegemony cannot do this. They make one solution for everyone. But can that really help us in a war? Sujin asked. Strategy is about thinking differently than your enemy, Kale said. The hegemony thinks in straight lines. Humans think in circles and spirals and loops. You confuse them. And if we help you, Tay said, your people will fight with us? Yes, Kale said. But more than that, we will learn from you. We will remember how to be alive. And alive people fight harder than empty people. The room was quiet for a long moment. Everyone was thinking. Finally, Mrs. Park spoke. I have a question for the little girl. She looked at Hannah. You started all this. You found Kale. You brought him home. What do you think we should do? Hannah stood up on her chair so everyone could see her. I think everyone needs good food and family, she said. Kale's people are hungry, not hungry for food. Hungry for love. Mother always makes extra food in case someone is hungry. Why can't we make extra love? The room was very quiet. Many people were wiping their eyes. The child is right, Mrs. Park said. We came here to build a better life. Maybe that means helping others build better lives too? But what about the danger? Dong asked. There's always danger, Tay said. But there's also hope. Kale, if your people come here, will they really learn our ways? They will learn, Kale said. They are desperate to learn. They have forgotten how to be happy. You can teach them. And you'll teach us your technology? June asked. Yes, Kale said. But you will teach us something more valuable. You will. Teach us why technology matters. You will teach us what we are fighting for. Tay looked around the room. All in favor of letting Kale's people come to our colony? Hands went up slowly. First Mrs. Park, then Mr. Chun, then Sujin, then more and more. Even Dong raised his hand, though he looked worried. It's decided, Tay said. Kale, you can send word to your people. Tell them they are welcome here. Thank you, Kale said. His golden eyes were shining. Thank you for incredible dinners. And for incredible hope. When will they arrive? Myra asked. Soon, Kale said. Very soon. I will send the message tonight. Hannah clapped her hands. Mother, we're going to need a much bigger kitchen. Everyone laughed, even Dong. Don't worry, Myra said. We'll figure it out. We always do. As the meeting ended and people walked home, Kale looked up at the stars. Soon his people would be here. Soon. They would learn what he had learned. They would learn that life was not about being efficient. Life was about being alive. The Vorthek refugees arrived on a gray morning when both suns were hidden behind clouds. Their ship was bigger than Kale's, but it was also more damaged. Smoke came from its engines as it landed outside the colony. Hannah pressed her face against the window of their house. They're here! They're here! She said excitedly. 23 aliens walked out of the ship. They moved in straight lines like soldiers. Their faces showed no emotion. They looked around the colony with golden eyes that seemed cold and empty. They look scared, Myra said softly. They look angry, June said, worried. They look lost, Kale said sadly. Like I did before I met you. The refugees gathered in the main square. The colonists came out of their houses to look at them. Nobody spoke. The two groups stared at each other across the dusty ground. Administrator Tay stepped forward. Welcome to Colony 7, he said. We are glad you are safe. One of the aliens stepped forward. She was tall and thin with darker blue skin than Kale. I am Commander Vera, she said in perfect human language. We are here because Kale sent word that you would help us. Yes, Tay said. We want to help. Why? Vera asked. Her voice was flat and cold. What do you want from us? Our technology? Our weapons? We want to be friends, Hannah said. Running forward before her parents could stop her, Vera looked down at the small human child. Friends? Yes, Hannah said. Friends share food and play games and help each other. Do you want to be friends? Vera stared at her. I do not understand the purpose of friendship. It is inefficient. Hannah's smile faded a little. Oh, Vera, Kale said, stepping forward. These people saved my life. They gave me food and shelter and Domley. Family is a weakness, Vera said. Emotions make us soft. This is why we are losing the war. No, Kale said. This is why we are losing ourselves. Some of the colonists started to whisper. They did. Not like how cold the new aliens seemed. Maybe this was a mistake, Dong said loudly. These aliens don't want to be here. We did not come here by choice, another alien said. His name was Nix. We came because our ship was damaged. We need repairs. That's not what Kale told us, Tay said. Kale has been infected by human weakness, Vera said. He speaks of food and feelings. These things do not win wars. They won me, Kale said quietly. Vera looked at him with disappointment. You were a great warrior once. Now you cook vegetables. Now I remember why I fight, Kale said. The tension in the square grew thicker. The humans looked worried. The aliens looked annoyed. Only Hana still seemed hopeful. I have an idea, Myra said suddenly. Everyone is tired and hungry. Why don't we have a big dinner together? We do not require social eating, Vera said. We have nutrition paste. But Mother makes incredible dinners, Hana said. You have to try them. We do not have to do anything, Nick said rudely. June's face grew angry. Now wait just a minute. Stop, Myra said calmly. Everyone is scared and tired. Food helps, trust me. She turned to the whole crowd. Tonight we will have a feast. Everyone will bring something to share. We will eat together under the stars. I'm not eating with them, Dong said, pointing at the aliens. Then you'll go hungry, Mrs. Park said firmly. Myra is right. Food brings people together. This is pointless, Vera said. Maybe, Myra said. But you're here for 2 weeks while your ship gets repaired. You can be miserable for 2 weeks, or you can try something new. That evening, the colonists set up long tables in the main square. They brought dishes from their homes. Soup and rice and vegetables and bread. The smells filled the air like a warm blanket. The Vorthak refugees sat at one end of the tables. They opened containers of gray paste and ate in silence. They did not look at the humans. They did not talk to each other. The humans sat at the other end. They talked and laughed and shared their food, but they kept looking at the aliens with worry. This isn't working, June whispered to Myra. Give it time, Myra whispered back. Hannah got up from her seat and walked over to the alien section. She sat down next to a young Vorthak who looked very sad. Hi, Hannah said. I'm Hannah. What's your name? The young alien looked at her with surprise. I am Zoe. Are you okay, Zoe? You look sad. Zoe's golden eyes filled with something that might have been tears. I had a daughter once before the war. She was small like you. What happened to her? Hannah asked softly. The hegemony destroyed our city. She died. Zoe's voice broke a little. Hannah reached over and took Zoe's large hand in her small one. I'm sorry, that's very sad. We were taught that sadness is weakness, Zoe said. But I cannot stop being sad. Sadness isn't weakness, Hannah said. Sadness means you love someone. Love is the strongest thing there is. Zoe stared at the small human child. Slowly, tears began to fall from her golden eyes. Other aliens noticed. Vera stood up quickly. Zoe, control yourself. But Zoe could not stop crying, and suddenly other aliens began to cry too. All the sadness they had pushed down, all the grief they had called weakness, came pouring out. Stop this, Vera ordered. We are warriors. We do not cry. Yes, we do, Kale said gently. We cry because we are alive. Myra got up and brought a bowl of soup to Zoe. Here, she said. This will help. Zoe took the soup with shaking hands. She tasted it and her eyes grew wide. It was not just food. It was comfort, it was kindness, it was love in a bowl. It's beautiful, Zoe whispered. One by one, the humans began to share their food with the aliens. They explained what each dish was. They told stories about their families and their homes. The aliens began to taste flavors they had never experienced. They began to remember feelings they had tried to forget. This soup, said an alien named Kai. It reminds me of ... from long ago, before the war. What? Myra asked gently. My mother, Kai said, surprised by his own words. She used to make something warm like this. I had forgotten. More aliens began to share memories. Of parents and children and friends. Of art and music and joy. Of all the things they had given up to be more efficient. This is what I was trying to tell you, Kale said to Vera. We didn't lose the war because we were weak. We lost ourselves because we forgot who we were. Vera looked around the square. She saw her people laughing and crying and eating and remembering. For the first time in years, they looked alive. I don't understand, she said quietly. Neither did I, Kale said. But you don't have to understand. You just have to feel. He handed her a bowl of Myra's soup. Vera took it slowly. She sniffed it, like Kale had done weeks ago. Then she took a small taste. Her golden eyes went very wide. She made a sound like music, like wonder. Like a heart that was waking up after a long sleep. This is ... duds, she started to say. Incredible, Hannah finished with a big smile. Yes, Vera whispered, incredible. As the night went on, the two groups became one group. Humans and aliens shared stories and food and laughter. They learned each other's names. They found things in common. And in the distance, unknown to them all, dark. Ships moved between the stars. The hegemony had found their trail. The test was just beginning. 2 weeks later, the alarm bells rang across Colony 7. Red lights flashed in every building. Everyone ran to the windows to look up at the sky. Dark ships hung in the orange sky like angry storm clouds. They were huge and black and perfectly smooth, no curves, no decoration, just cold, efficient death. The hegemony, Kale said quietly. They found us. Hannah grabbed her mother's hand. Are they here to hurt us? They are here to end us, Vera said. She was different now after 2 weeks of human food and friendship. Her eyes were brighter. Her voice had emotion. The hegemony does not negotiate, they only destroy. Administrator. Tay ran into the main square where everyone was gathering. All fighters to the defense stations. All non-fighters to the shelters. We don't have enough fighters, June said. We're just a mining colony. We have enough, Kale said. Vorthak and humans together. Our weapons are old, Dong said. He was scared but trying to be brave. Their ships are much stronger. Strong is not the same as smart, Vera said. She was looking at the enemy ships with new eyes. Eyes that had learned to think like humans. They expect us to fight like Vorthak. Straight lines, predictable attacks. But we're not just Vorthak anymore, Zoe said. And you're not just humans, we are something new. A loud voice came from the sky. It spoke in mechanical tones with no emotion. Attention organic life forms, you are harboring Vorthak refugees. Surrender them immediately or be destroyed. Never, Tay said loudly. Organic responses are irrelevant. You have 5 minutes to comply. What do we do? Asked Mrs. Park. We fight, Vera said, but not the way they expect. She turned to Myra. You taught us that cooking is about thinking of many people at once, about making different things for different needs. Yes, Myra said, confused. Strategy is the same, Vera said. The hegemony thinks of one solution for every problem. We will think of many solutions for one problem. I don't understand, June said. Split up, Kale explained. Confuse them. Make them choose between many targets instead of one big target. The children and elderly go to the deep tunnels, Tay ordered. Everyone else, we need to buy them time. I'm not hiding, Hannah said stubbornly. Yes, you are, Myra said firmly. We need you to be safe. But I want to help. You already helped, Kale said, kneeling down to look at her. You started all this. You taught us about family. Now we fight for family. The first hegemony ships began to descend. They were massive and moved in perfect formation. Here they come, Vera said. Remember, think like humans. Be unpredictable, be creative, be alive. The battle began. The hegemony expected the humans and Vorthak to group together in the colony center. Instead, they scattered in all directions. Some went to the mining tunnels. Some went to the hills. Some hid in the old shipyards. Targets are not following expected patterns, the mechanical voice said. It sounded confused. Good, Vera said into her communication device. Zoe, take your team to the east. Make noise but stay hidden. Kai, circle around behind them, Kale added. Use the human tactic called hit and run. The hegemony ships tried to target the scattered groups, but every time they aimed at one, another group would attack from a different direction. This is chaos, Dong said. He was hiding behind a rock, with June and 3 Vorthek fighters. Exactly, said Nix with a smile. He had learned to smile in the past 2 weeks. Chaos confuses machines. Unknown variables detected, the mechanical voice said. We're calculating strategy. They're trying to adapt, Vera said. But they're too slow. They think like computers. We think like living beings. Meanwhile, in the deep tunnels, Hannah was not staying put like she was supposed to. She had snuck away from the other children and was making her way back to the surface. If everyone is fighting for family, she said to herself, then I should fight for family too. She reached the surface and saw the battle. The hegemony ships were big and scary, but they seemed confused. They kept turning different directions. Not sure what to attack first. Hannah had an idea. She ran to the colony's communication center and turned on the big speakers that were used for announcements. Attention hegemony ships, she said in her clear, loud voice. My name is Hannah. You are not welcome here. Irrelevant organic communication detected, the mechanical voice replied. I'm not irrelevant, Hannah said angrily. I'm a person. I have a family. I have friends, and you can't take them away. Hannah! Myra's voice came over the radio. Get back to the tunnels. No, Mother, Hannah said. They need to understand. She took a deep breath and said the words that had started everything. My mother will make you incredible dinners, she shouted. She will make you soup and rice and vegetables. She will teach you about family and love and joy. You don't have to be empty machines, you can be alive. For a moment the battle stopped. Everyone was listening to the little girl who was offering food to the enemy. Emotional responses are weakness, the mechanical voice said, but it sounded less certain now. No, Hannah said. Emotions are what make life worth living. Come down and eat with us. Learn what you're destroying. The kid's got a point, Dong said, amazed. She always does, Myra said proudly. The hegemony ships hung in the sky, processing this unexpected response. Their computers tried to calculate the correct response to an invitation to dinner. Error, unknown protocol. That's the problem with machines, Vera said. They can't understand kindness. Then we'll have to teach them the hard way, Kale said. The battle resumed, but something had changed. The humans in Vorthak fought with new purpose. They were not just fighting against something. They were fighting for something, for dinner tables and laughter, for children who offered food to strangers, for mothers who cooked with love, for the right to be alive instead of just existing. The hegemony ships, confused by the unpredictable tactics and the strange emotional broadcasts, began to retreat. Tactical disadvantage detected, withdrawing to reassess. That's right, Hannah shouted. Run away, and don't come back unless you want to try my mother's soup. As the dark ships disappeared into space, the colonists and refugees came out of hiding. They cheered and hugged and cried with relief. We did it, Tay said, amazed. We actually did it. We survived, Vera corrected, but more than that. We learned something. What? Myra asked. We learned that life is not about being efficient, Vera said. Life is about being worth living. Kale picked up Hannah and put her on his shoulders. You were very brave, he told her, and very smart. I just wanted them to understand, Hannah said. Everyone needs good food and family, even machines, June asked. Maybe especially machines, Hannah said thoughtfully. 6 months later, Colony 7 had become something new. It was not just a human colony or a Vorthik refugee camp. It was a home for anyone who wanted to learn how to be alive. Myra had built her bigger kitchen. She taught cooking classes to humans and aliens alike. Her students were getting very good at making incredible dinners. Hannah had started a school where human Children and young Vorthak learned together. They studied math and science and art and cooking, and most importantly, how to be kind to strangers. Kale and Vera worked together to design new ships and weapons, but they also designed gardens and playgrounds and kitchens, because a civilization worth defending needed beautiful places to live. And sometimes, late at night, they would get strange radio signals from deep space. Messages from the Gemini ships asking questions they had never asked before. What is family? How do you make soup? What does it mean to be alive? Maybe someday, Hannah said one evening as she helped her mother prepare dinner. Even the hegemony will want to learn how to make incredible dinners. Maybe, Myra said, smiling. We'll keep a place set at the table, just in case. For everyone? Hannah asked. For everyone, Myra agreed. Because that's what family does. Outside, the two suns set over Colony 7, painting the sky in warm colors. Inside, the smells of incredible dinners filled the air, and families of all kinds gathered around tables to share food and love and the simple joy of being alive. And in the distance, more ships were coming. Not to fight, but to learn. To discover what a little girl had known all along. Everyone needs good food and family. Even the universe's most efficient killers, it seemed, could learn to be hungry for something more than just survival. They could learn to be hungry for life.